Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. So, new Synchro support, let's call it Synchro support, basically Ancient Fairy Dragon support. A couple of new monsters, basically a new level 4, which is a searcher for basically the field spell. You can search the trap, but it's not in the main deck. Only one of the field spell, because the level 4, your lion, let's call him like that, also can recur basically any field spell from your graveyard, send it back to the deck to draw one. So that's perfectly, that fits perfectly well with the the whole Runic package. And then you have that built-in, the field spell searches basically any of your fairy tale monsters, either the lion, the spore, the new spore, which is actually a broken card. Unlike the OG spore, this is not once per duel. And it can manipulate its levels, and that's superb. They also have an extender Karibo, which can make itself a level 1, and there's also a new Ancient Fairy Dragon, a level 8, that basically gives you an extra draw, or if you have the field spell, it basically gives you a search. So, heavily focused on Synchro package, but this is not necessarily like well, it's obviously Runics, but they super go well together with this new archetype, with these new cards. So search the field spell, this searches one of the other extenders. The level 4 lion also can extend, special summon something from the hand. So go for Yugioh, basically a 2, and that, you know how with Runics, any archetype or any deck, or basically archetype, that has a built-in draw mechanic and or tuner mechanic, that fits perfectly well with Runics. And, this new archetype, it does the job really well. So banish the lion, to send back a field spell to draw one, so that's already an option to draw cards, drawing more Runic spells basically. And this is your perfectly needed setup with Hyper Librarian, Ancient Fairy Dragon to search another field spell. And this is also a new addition, I guess. Well, this is not a new card. What is it? A Fairy Tale Prologue. It has a built-in draw effect, draw one, bait like here, basically chicken game. What is it if you control like a light fairy type, in this case Ancient Fairy Dragon, and it makes it so that if you special summon your bat, you can search the archetype cards. So again, more extenders, plus bat on its own is also a level 3 tuner. So even though the package of the Ancient Fairy Dragon or the Fairy Tale package, it's not that big, it does its job really well, because again, they are tuners, they give you draws, recurs field spells from the graveyard, and it facilitates the synchro summons. So you can go for Crimson Dragon, and that cheats out Dispater. You have other ways to go for Dispater, right, with Ancient Fairy Dragon and the tuner, so that definitely works out as well. The extra deck is somewhat tight, so with some, I guess, more play testing, you could definitely optimize it a little bit more. We can cheat out Crystal Wing. We had enough draws, what was it, 14 draws? But no hand traps though, keep that in mind. Next one is through hand traps. Preferred field, we cannot go into the battle. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Naturia Runic. Almost feels like the same way. Abusing Omega, basically discarding 2 cards from your opponent's hand, using Dispater, reborning Omega, etc. And then a couple of big synchros to basically control the game with those, and of course your Runic package. So go for the level 8. With the field spell you can either, it obviously draws a card, but with the field spell you can get a search. The field spell also puts monsters in defense, but with Runic, basically you can stall it out extra, and this is super beneficial. You're able to send back the fountain from your deck to the from your graveyard back to the deck, and then search it again. So that's cool, really nice. And it gives them more draws. So basically giving more draws and drawing into the Runic spells. So this should be more than enough, right? Yeah. Now we're able to go to the battle phase. So you see the synergy. The synergy is definitely there. I tried other engines, but this works really well. So get ashed. We waited until the main phase because of talents. There are 2 talents in the main deck, just in case. So we go for draw, Yugioh, no field spell search, because we need both, and we have the tuner, or at least 1 tuner. There is the talent, so that's fine. This new spore, it's actually a broken card. Unlike the OG spore, it's not once per duel, but it's once per turn. And it can manipulate its levels on its own, and it can reborn itself from the graveyard. So it's a sick tuner for this deck. So go for the level 4, try to get back a field spell, another hand trap. I mean, this is fine though. This sets up Ancient Fairy Dragon, and basically this sets up another, basically your Fairy Tale engine, but we get hand trapped again. So we are not able to extend that much. A couple of options here, but to go for the level 9 Runic, because now we can draw, this a draw 2. 2 tuners, which is okay. So we, you know, reborn the spore for free. It's once per turn for free. Level 1, we're not going to manipulate the levels, but the thing is that if you use that reborn mechanic from the graveyard, you're locked into synchros for the rest of the entire turn, so you cannot, you know, go for runic summons after that. Keep that in mind. So pop the field spell, pop our field spell, I mean, it's fine though. Go for the prologue, drop special summon Bat. Bat can special summon itself whenever there is a field spell on field. On your side of the field or on field. But it gets that search effect if you have prologue, and prologue also has a chicken game effect to draw one, etc. So you see the synergy, really nice. Ancient Fairy Dragon is a synchro because of Marcher, I think. Yep, Stardust. To reborn and manipulate Spores level to you know, gimmick level 4. That puts up Crimson. The Synchron card is there just in case, basically some extra extenders, tuners if needed. We go for Librarian now for a couple of draws if needed. Go for no, okay, the draw here. This is draw 2 basically, so that's really nice. Kind of reminds me of Formula Synchron. So either draw one or search one and then draw one, and this is cool. Banish the line, send back Fountain, search Fountain. Nice synergy. Set up Fountain for more shenanigans. You could have left the line banished, you know, for extra monster negation with this Pater. But, I mean, really cool. It's a really fun deck. Again, very similar to Naturia Runic. But it's a little bit different in some ways. Okay, both have their, you know, like gimmicks. With Runic, Naturia Runic, you have the trap, etc. To reborn stuff. But, I mean, this with more draws, recurrence, field spells, etc. It's just another vibe for your particular synchro deck. And now I should be able to attack for the game. So I've tried other engines, like, what is it, the Cupid Pitch, some Fabled, Punk maybe, because again that's also a Cupid Pitch target, but I'm not so, wasn't convinced about that. But I really like this, you know, adding in the bat with the prologue Fairy Tale. You can search, it's an extender, more, as I said before. Any runic or any archetype that blends well with runics is an archetype that has built-in tuners and draws. And this archetype has both draws and tuners, plus searches, you know, field spell, you know, flooding, I guess, with those tuners. So there's definitely a lot of synergy between both of them. So definitely feel free to leave feedback, right? Like the extra deck, I guess, is really tight, but yeah, you know, it definitely needs just more fine tuning. Yeah, I think another option I would, at least I have played, is one of the Rose cards. What is it? Whenever like a plant is sent to the graveyard, you can search it or special summon it, for example, or get it back from the graveyard. Something I want to try to fit in is Coral Dragon, but you know, space is just not there. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Liam signing out. Peace.